Has anybody checked on Bob? Of course, I'm referring to the great sage and eminent poet Bob Dylan. I've been meaning to talk to you guys about this for a while. I tried to squeeze it into that Bob Dylan, the Complete Unknown review I did for the channel here. If you are new, go check that out. But it just didn't seem to fit. The reason I mention that is because his tweets are kind of... He got on Twitter last year, and there's about 11 tweets so far in counting since 2024. I believe it started in October. And these are some of the strangest, most cryptic things you've ever read. I actually grabbed a couple of them. And we'll talk a little bit more about Bob Dylan and social media as time goes on. But I just want you to get a grasp of some of these here. The first one was, I didn't write the date down, but it says, "Happy birthday, Mary Jo. Can't wait to see you in Frankfurt." Now, Frankfurt is spelt like the capital of Kentucky because I took Mrs. Wilson's 4th grade geography class, and I know all the 50 states and capitals in any case. But the thing is you look it up, and he was actually scheduled to perform in Frankfurt, Germany. So either Bob Dylan is a worse speller than I am, or something else is going on. Here's another good one. This one says, "Last time in New Orleans, we ate at Dookie Chase's restaurant on the corner of North Miro and Orleans. If you're ever there, I highly recommend it." That's a fairly normal thing. And this one is one of my favorite ones. So there's a lady by the name of Cheryl Henry. She's replying to a tweet by Bob. Or do they still call it tweets now that it's X? In any case, she says, "My joy was taken away after rehearsing as one of the backup dancers for your set on the Grammys in New York City in 1991. We all had to walk single file to exit through the backstage area past the dressing rooms where you were standing wearing a hooded black robe, kind of like the boxers used to wear." And then Bob Dylan says, "Saw your reply. Just want you to know, I've never told anybody to not make eye contact with me. That is just ridiculous. And the next time you see me, please look straight into my eyes." Now, that's not even the end of it. Now, according to inside sources, namely his son Jacob, who he must be the only kid of Bob Dylan's that responds to media requests, because anytime you look up Bob Dylan and his kids, he might just be because Jacob's the most famous, but he's at least the most vocal. And he says, "My dad tweets more than I do, and I'm just as confused as the rest of you as to what any of this means." Now, I can handle old people tweeting weird stuff on Twitter. I mean, have you been paying attention to the news and or politics lately? But what I can't get behind is the strange things that's been happening on his Instagram. A few days ago, he posted a clip of Eddie Van Halen, of all people. And first of all, anytime one of my heroes mentions another hero, I get excited, like a white girl at a Taylor Swift concert. But it was Eddie Van Halen performing, I believe it was in 1988, at the Les Paul tribute concert, with no caption. And I was like, okay, well, we did just pass what would have been, God rest his soul, Eddie Van Halen's 70th birthday. But then again, more and more weird music clips from, I'm pretty sure there was a Django Reinhardt clip, which kind of makes sense given some of Bob Dylan's musical influences and whatnot, but just bizarre stuff. So I'm just wondering, is he okay? You know, usually these guys, when you get to the level of Bob Dylan, you outsource. You pay some social media expert, $22 an hour to run your socials, but he might actually run his own, which is hilarious.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.